Five stages of wealth. Do you know where you are, where you stand? Hello, everyone. Welcome to Paradigm Shift. My name is Patrick Bafi. Here, we are going to teach you how to make dramatic improvement in the quality of your life. You see, I'm excited about today's show because today's show goes a little bit beyond the dollars and cents. I'll be talking about what really is behind being wealthy and how do you know where you are? And ultimately, are you going on the right direction or are you heading towards the right direction? Before we start, I want you to like, share, and subscribe. Yes. And let me talk a little bit about Paradigm Shift. Paradigm Shift is something we do mostly on Wednesdays between the hours of 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 8 p.m. GMT Ghana time. We help people to understand or we talk to people that have really done something after gaining different information from what we've been taught all the time that weren't helping us. And they've started doing something. And when you actually, if you're in that stage or if you're in that state where you've got different information, but you don't know what to do with it, you don't know how to start, that will encourage you or inspire you to be able to do more. And if you want to be part of it, I'll make sure you subscribe to the Patrick Bafi YouTube channel. And every Wednesday, when you subscribe, not just subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so that you get a notification when it's time for us to go online. So let's go back and start, doing what we're doing today. Like I said, I really like today's show because it's going to be more of talking more. It's not just about dollars and cents. It's more beyond that, right? So what are the 5 stages? The 5 stages that we will be talking about. 5 stages of wealth. That's what we're talking about today. First one is stability. Second is strategy. Third is security. Fourth one is freedom. And the fifth is abundance. Abundance. You see? So let's look at stability. You see, financial stability is the stage where you can comfortably pay your bills, cover basic needs without stress. It's about having a stable income, managing expenses effectively. Yes. On that stage, you can, that's the basic cover. That level that you can pay your bills. Stability is the level where you no longer try to make ends meet. You're no longer at the place where you are hoping that I can make it to the month or to go to the next month. Even if you can make it to the month, you're still thinking about the next month. Stability is whereby at least you can make payments on all your bills. You have enough just to bridge that next month or the bridge to lead you to the next month. There's the stability. At that stage, you understand that you have to make sure you are trying to understand how to defer gratification. You have to be disciplined. You have to master when it comes to wealth building. And once you begin to exercise that behavior, it's pretty good, showing the signs that you are somewhere in a stability phase. You can see that at that point, your debt is coming down. You're trying to make payment on your debt because remember, debt are expenses too. And if you cannot pay your debt, you're not at the stability point. So even if you have been able to pay all your debt, at least you make an effort. There's enough money to take you through the month and extra to bring down your debt. So stability is the stage where now I'm not struggling anymore to pay my mortgage or my rent. Now I can buy a little bit food. Food is it's fine. Everything is going on smoothly, but I don't have enough to do extra different things. So all my payments are taken care of. All my credit cards are taken care of. All my loans, my mortgage, everything. That is where stability is. And this is not like age or anything. You see, personal finances is not one fit all. Somebody might be in 60 in this stage, someone be on 20, they are on this stage. So, but how do you, if I'm not there, how do I get to that? This is the point where, like I was saying, you have to make sure you are delaying gratification. So you have to be looking at your expenses. You have to be looking at your house payment, car payment, groceries. You see, we all need four walls, our four walls. We all need that. But what it is these four walls can also kill us. These are our houses or our rent, our house payment or our rent, our cars, and groceries, transportation, all those things. We have to make sure that thing doesn't kill us. Example, if you are not at this stability stage and your house payment is more than 25% of your take-home pay, it doesn't have to be more than 28%, else you're going to struggle. At that point, if you want to be on the stability page, you have to downsize. If you're on this point, if you're trying to get to this point and you have a car payment, we know average car payment right now, new car is about 747 or so, and you're at that stage, you have to downsize the car. If you're eating at the restaurant every blessed day, you have to start cooking from home. So at this point, if you're not on a stability stage and you want to change to that stability stage, you have to start watching your spending. Like I said, your house payment, your cars, your groceries and all that. And also take a look at your income, because there's so much that you can cut, but income is unlimited. So this is where if you're cutting and you're still not getting to that stage, you have to see, what can I do to bring in more income? Yes, like I said, you need to be making adjustment. You need to be sacrificing. That is the stability point. At this point, you have to make sure you're matching your money with your mindset. Your mindset and your money should be matching. That is where this stage is. And let's see, number 2 is the strategy. The strategy says, financial strategy is a stage where you start planning for future. This involves saving and investing using tools like Roth, IRAs, and 401ks, and ensuring your money is working for you. Yes, at this stage, right from the stability stage, now you can pay all your bills. You can, there's not much left. But since you are sacrificing, you should have a plan right now. This is the place where you have plans. You have plans going on. You see, let's say you should know what 401k is. You should know what IRA is. If you are in UK, you should know UK, they have what SIPP, or you should know that's like equivalent to Roth. You should know ISA, which is individual savings account. If you're in Germany, they have what I think it's Ropo rental. You should know all those things. If you're in Holland, it's Pillar 2. You should know this thing. If you're in Ghana, you have to know what at least what treasure bills and all those things. You should have a plan. You should have a long-term plan and a short-term plan. You have to know that at this point, your money you should be controlling your money, not the other way around where your money is controlling you. It's not whereby your money comes in and all goes. So you are controlling your paycheck. You know where the paychecks are going before your money gets to you. Or you're investing, or your investment or your whatever savings is already taken care of. You see, I always say that the mentality of the poor. We make sure we pay everyone else. By the time it gets to pay us, the money is gone. Then we say next month, then 1 year, then same way, decade, then we haven't saved anything. This is not that stage. The stage where the strategy stage is whereby before your money gets to you, all your investments are taken care of, all your savings are taken care of. At this point, you know what savings, you know what emergency fund is. You know you have to have about 3 to 6 months of emergency. You have to do that. And whilst you're doing that, this is how you have to also increase your financial education. You have to know more, because if you don't know that, if you don't increase your financial education, you might not have a plan, and not just having the plan, you have to be doing it. You have to be doing this. So at this stage, that's the stage 2. That is where now I can pay my bills. Now I have sacrificed. I've made sure I'm delaying gratification. Now I'm not going to go buy any car that I cannot afford. Even if I can afford it, I'm making sure I'm saving before I do that. Now it's not the time for me to go take loans to buy a car. I'm buying a cash. So now I'm saving towards that. This is where you have a plan. What is the plan for the next 20 years, the next 10 years? Where do I want to be when I retire? So this is where all the plan come in. Because the first stage, because when you look at it, most of us not even on the stability stage. So once you've been able to do the stability, remember, you've sacrificed, you've delayed gratification. Now you get a margin, right? Margin is coming in. Like I said, you've been able to delay gratification. You didn't go buy that car. You waited for a little bit, save money to go buy that car. So now instead of you going to get a loan for a car, now you're paying cash for it. So this is whereby things are coming down, and you also, okay, what is the next plan? So you get margin. Margin gets you what? Options. Because if you have margin, if you there's no whereby you were making 5,000 and you are spending 6,000. That means you are in debt all the time. This is a state where you are bringing in 6,000, but your spending is 5,000. So you have extra 1,000. That is the margin, and the margin gives you option. Option gives you what? Freedom. Freedom gives you what? Peace. That is what, at this point, if you're on the strategy page, that's where you say, that's where you should buy. And if you're not in the strategy stage, what do? How do you get to level 2? Be intentional. Start thinking long term with your money. And of course, you have to be stage 1 before you do that. You have to learn how to, you have to learn how to be there, and you have to know your why we are doing that, because sometimes we cannot get there because our why are so small. We don't even know why we are. Some people just save and save for no reason. You see, if you are not saving for a reason, that money should be saved. It should be invested. That money should be in some place that is making you more money. So we have to know all this, right? We have to make sure things are at the point where we are absolutely in control of our money. That is where the strategy stage is. Let me talk a little bit about, I think I mentioned how you match your money with your mindset. What it is you have to be careful. You see, trying to get the next hard thing, you see, that will distract you. So if you really doing the plan, you have your plan, you know what is going on, you know long term, you know short term, chasing for the next hard thing won't be your thing, And also, this is not the point where you're trying to extend debt to invest that in different things. Oh, okay, let me see. I'll take this credit card and I use my money for this and go invest. Remember, if you're doing credit card, you pay about 24%. If you invest, you might get about 10%. So there's no need doing that and using your money to go invest. Rather, you have to be, taking care of your debt first before you start investing. This is not like whereby you're trying to be tricky. You're trying to be smart. This is where you have a plan and you stay the course. And that takes us to number 3, which is the security stage. Security stage is whereby we have financial security. Here you have enough savings and investment to cover unexpected expenses and maintain your lifestyle without worry. You can afford small luxuries without financial strain. Yes, that's the security stage. That stage, you see, because you delay gratification, because you sacrifice, because you have a plan. You see, personal finance is 80% behavior, 20% head knowledge. Whilst you're doing that, at this stage, now you've seen it has become a habit. So now you're not struggling to save anymore. You're not struggling to invest anymore. Now you're not struggling to be able to save to go buy the next thing, to go buy your next car, to go buy your next house. You're not struggling anymore. It has become part of you. So you're not thinking of what is unknown. What it is because you've done the work, because you have emergency fund, because you're making sure you're saving consistently, because you're making sure you're investing consistently. This stage is security. You might not have a lot, you might not have a lot, but what it is you've taken care of all the unknowns. So anything happens, which is always going to happen, like recession or downturn or anything, you already taken care of, because you know what it is because of what you've done, level stage 1 and stage 2. That puts you into this security session. So at this point, you are not struggling to do all those things that before then you were struggling to do. See, because you've already done it and it has become part of your life. You see, at this point, see, that thing that you did previously is now taking shape. So you see, you're beginning to see the dividends of your past work. So now all the things that you did is now showing up. So how do I get there if I'm not there? This is time. You give it a time. You obviously have to be level 1 and level 2 or stage 1, stage 2 before you can get there. And what you do at this point is stick to the plan. Some people get distracted when they get to this point because they can afford stuff. They're trying to do more because they can do so many things. Now they get out of debt, then they're trying to go back into debt. Instead of letting compounding interest work for them, they let it work against them. This stage is very tricky. Security stage, you think you're all that. You think a lot is coming in. Now you can save. Now you have enough. So they go right back into debt again. And while they're going back into debt again, now they let the compounding interest, which were working for them in stage 2, start working against them. This is the beauty part of where you see where compounding interest is working for you. Do not go back this stage. Don't go back when you're in this stage. It's very, very tricky because now you can afford for things. This is the stage whereby, you can save to buy the next car. You can save to buy the next thing. This is the stage that you are so comfortable doing that. And this is the stage if you are 45 or more, even below that, you have a house, you start to pay more because there are extra money coming in your hands because you've done the work. You've been disciplined, you've delayed gratification, and now things begin to form in shape for you. So, you start putting more money on your house, and now you can still, there's the time you can buy, like I said, it's very tricky because this stage, you can buy a little bit luxury. You know what I mean? You can increase your car or, buy the next car that you want, the nicest car, go nicest vacation and all that. So it's very tricky, but it's the stage that you see your rewards or your dividends start taking shape. That moves us to number 4, which is the freedom stage, financial independence. This stage is a characteristic of having enough passive income for investment to cover your living expenses. You no longer rely on paycheck to maintain your lifestyle. Yes, this stage is where I don't know about you, but most people aspire to be. This stage is where you're getting close to being worthy. This stage is where your money is working a little bit harder for you. Money doesn't get tired, money doesn't cry, doesn't do anything. When you put it at some place to work, it's gonna continue work for you, even if it doesn't sleep whilst you're sleeping, it's working for you. This is this stage. The stage where you have enough passive income coming in for you, where all your passive incomes or all your investments are coming together, making more or 2, 3, 4 times than maybe your regular 9-to-5 job. This is the stage where you can go buy stuff, not to save to buy because you have the money already. This is the stage where, hey, if I want to buy a car, let's say, hey, I would just say I want to buy a car the next 6 months and I don't have to save for it because I already have enough money. If I want to buy a house, I say I want to buy a house in the next 2 years. I have the money already. I will just take the money, go buy it. That is the stage where you have the ability to pay for your current and also pay for your future. See, yet this is the stage where most people aspire to be, not thinking too much about the money, not thinking too much about buying stuff and thinking too much. You know how sometimes you buy stuff and you still thinking, even if you can afford it, you still think, man, I should have used this money for this. That is not that stage. This is the stage where you because what it is you've been disciplined, you've done enough to get to this point. So you have the money, you have those things that you can just go buy them, And this stage is also a little bit tricky because what it is, people can get right back into debt. This way, because they can buy it, sometimes they overdo it and it blow out of hands. So, and some people also, this stage, maybe they might be young and this stage takes long, right? Because I average millionaire is about 49 years. So that means probably working for a while, getting to this stage. And this stage, some people might be younger. They don't want to work again. I mean, they can work if you want to, because this stage they have enough money. But it's always good if you just want to work because you want to know, like, it's force. And this stage is far from that stage, And this is not overnight success. This is stage where, like I said, you see the stages they've worked all the way up to. So at this point, they are bringing in enough. Their incomes, they have a lot of sources of income, that is bringing them enough. Be careful this stage. Be careful this stage, because this stage is also tricky. And the next stage is the ultimate, which is abundance, financial abundance. The final stage where you have more than enough where to meet your needs and desires. You can focus on giving back, pursuing passions, and enjoying life without financial constraints. You see, abundance, this is the stage where your money multiplies. Your money multiply work. It's like you don't really have to do anything because you've done enough to a point where whatever you're doing, your money is multiplying. And this stage is where you focus more on your desire and your purpose. I'm not saying that on the first 2 or 3 stages you can't do that, but you can do that. But here is where you can do whatever you want, what you want, how you want it. So it doesn't really. It's not about the money anymore. So you focus more on those desires and purpose. On the other stages, you're still working towards, making sure you're expanding and all that. This stage, you've done so many things are just expanding for you. This is more focusing on the mindset or the wisdom, or I would say maybe the attitude towards, attitude in terms of life that you are living, and how you are using your money as at this stage, most people are called philanthropists because they give so much, then they become philanthropists. So this is the stage that you have so much, you have enough. So this is not about the money anymore because the money is there. You see, at this point you are worthy, right? And wealth is measured in terms of time, not money. It's measured in terms of time. So let's say if we say, hey, despite Osei Kwame is worth this, it's time. Because what it is at this stage, you don't work anymore. You don't do anything anymore. This money is there. So even if you don't add anything to it, how are you going to be for the next maybe 50 years? So the way it's measured is, let's say I spend I spend 10,000 every month, and my net worth is maybe 10 million. So this is where the time is. Even if I don't work again, add inflation and everything, probably let's say 10 million divided by 10,000, which I spend a month. That means I have 1,000 years to live. 1,000 months to live, right? So I have about 83 years. So this is how wealth is calculated. So at this point, even if I don't bring in any money, I'm still going to be fine for my next generation. So imagine somebody worth about $1 billion, even if they don't bring in anything, how they can live, and their great grandchildren can come live off that money, And we know at this point, even if a little bit, I know the rule of 72 say that even if you don't invest anything, or if you don't add anything, any investment, and it's making 10% for you, every 7 years that money doubles. So let's say at this point, if you have about 100 million at the bank, at the stock exchange investing for you, 7 years time, that is 200. The next 7 years time, that is 400. So at this point, that's where they are philanthropists. They just give and give and give. They focus on what they are here to do. They focus on their purpose and their desire, right? So these are the levels of or the stages of wealth. Where do you stand? Where do you stand? I'm not just using this to suppress you or anything, but I just want you to know where you stand. I know when you look at things, especially in America, most of us are not even in the stability stage. Most of us are always thinking about what we will eat the next time. And not just America, everywhere. It's because you see a lot of places, few people are enjoying. Few people can pay their bills and say we are free. Where do you stand? You see, you can only get out of this situation and start being stable, the strategy, the security, freedom, abundance by sacrificing, by not chasing the next big thing, by being disciplined. That is how you're gonna get there. So at this point, if you are no stage, I would call that zero stage. If you are zero stage, then you have to start working hard. You have to make sure you are delaying gratification. This is not income. This had nothing to do with income, because we have a lot of people that are making a lot of money, making 500, 300, 400, that they are zero stage. We have people making 50,000. They are on fourth stage or third stage. So it had nothing to do with income. It's all about translating that income that is coming in to making that income work for you. And how do you do that? By consistently making sure you know what is coming in and what is going out. That is budget, making sure you're doing your budget, making sure you're slowing down your debt, making sure your debt is going away gradually, so that you let compounding interest work for you, not work against you. That will get you the security, and that will get you the freedom, and the ultimate, that will get you the abundance. Try to look for margin, like I said, because at that point, when you're at the abundance stage, that is joy. I'm not saying automatically you're going to get a joy, but that gives you at least financial side, the joy is there, right? So always look for margin, and getting margin is whereby you become intentional. You're making sure you're doing the right thing financially. That will get you options. And when you have options, you are free to do anything you want, because you can take care of your bills. At the end of the month, you have some left. What do you do with that? You can invest with it. You can pay off your debt. You can save with it. You can do so many things. You can give it away. And that freedom gives you a peace. And the peace will get you joy. Make sure you spend wisely, save intentionally, and be generous. Patrick Murphy. Watch out for the next video.